Love. Everyone has said the word. Everyone has felt something they called it. And almost everyone, at some point, has been destroyed by what they thought it was. We fall in love. We lose ourselves. We give everything. And then, in many cases, we are left with a wreckage we don't understand, wondering what went wrong. But what if the problem was never the other person? What if the problem was that we never truly understood what love is? The masters, Rumi, Hafez, Attar, spent their entire lives pointing to something they called ishq, love. But what they described is almost nothing like what we are taught love should be. This series is about that gap between the love we have been living and the love the masters are pointing to. The very first thing Rumi does when he talks about love is draw a distinction, not to be academic, but because without this distinction, everything else is confusion. He speaks of two entirely different phenomena that we call by the same name. The first love is what most of us know. It is the love of the ego, the love that says, I need you. You complete me. You make me feel good. You fill a hole inside me that I cannot fill myself. This love is real. It is genuinely felt. But the masters say it is not love. It is need, wearing the costume of love. It is attachment, the ego reaching outward for what it has not found within. Rumi calls this ishq-e-majazi, the metaphorical love, the borrowed love, the love that points towards something real, but is not yet the real thing. The second love is something entirely different. It is not born from need. It does not grasp. It does not possess. It does not demand anything back. It is a state of being, an overflowing, an expansion, in which you do not love someone to receive something, but because love has become your nature. Rumi calls this ishq-e-haqiqi, real love, true love, the original love, from which everything else is a reflection. Most human suffering in relationships, the jealousy, the possessiveness, the heartbreak, the manipulation, the silent wars, comes from confusing these two, from calling the first love and wondering why it keeps burning us. Let us be honest about what the ego calls love, because recognizing it is the first step towards something real. The ego's love has certain unmistakable qualities. It is conditional. I love you as long as you behave in a way that serves my self-image, meets my needs, and does not threaten my ego. It is possessive. You are mine. Your attention, your time, your body, your future, these belong to me. The ego experiences the beloved as a possession, and any threat to that possession is experienced as an existential crisis. It is fear-based. Underneath the ego's love is always the fear of loss, the fear of abandonment, the fear of not being enough. The ego clings because it is terrified, and clinging, always, always, pushes away the very thing it fears losing. And finally, It is about self. Even when the ego's love appears generous, giving gifts, making sacrifices, being present, look carefully. Almost always, the giving is in service of the ego's own needs. To be seen as a good partner, to earn love in return, to avoid guilt, to maintain the relationship that fills the inner emptiness. Hafez says, "The one who speaks of love while seeking his own comfort, this is trade, not love." This is not a condemnation. We all begin here. The ego's love is where most of us start, and there is beauty even in it, because it contains a genuine longing for something real. But it is not the destination. It is the beginning of a road. You may know Rumi's most famous image, the reed flute, cut from the reed bed, crying for its origin. Listen to the reed, how it tells a tale of separation. It cries for its homeland. The masters say, this cry is love. Not the desperate clinging of the ego, but the deeper longing of the soul for its source. The reed doesn't weep because it is weak. It weeps because it remembers wholeness. It weeps because separation is real, and the memory of union is real. This longing, this ache at the center of human experience, is the seed of true love. The ego tries to satisfy it with another person, and when that person cannot fill the infinite void, we blame them, or we blame ourselves, or we fall into despair. The masters say, the longing is right, the address is wrong. You are not longing for a person. You are longing for wholeness. And another person can be a beautiful window through which you glimpse that wholeness, but they cannot be the source of it. When you make them the source, you have placed an impossible burden on them and on yourself. So carry this one question with you. When I love, what is it that I am actually loving? The person or the feeling they give me? Sit with that, not to judge yourself, but to see clearly. Because the masters say, you cannot move toward real love while you are pretending the love you have is already real. Honesty about where you are is the only ground from which genuine love can grow. In the next lesson, we will look at the practical differences between the ego's love and real love, not as philosophy, but as things you can recognize in your own life today.